Hey, welcome everyone. This is our member spotlight with Maitreya Zohar. Am I saying your last name right?
You are.
All right. Well,
Yes.
Maitreya, why don't you first just tell us how you first heard about the Healy? And I always am curious what your first reaction was when you heard about it. And then, was it positive or negative? And then did you come around or what was that experience like?
I think it was January 21, and my brother-in-law contacted me and said, I found this thing. He talked about it as frequencies, and I'm a holistic practitioner. So frequencies, I'd heard about them in singing bowls and music and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to know more. So I was very curious. Then the price kind of hit me in the face. Um, I said, so let me sleep on it for a night. And then the next morning at like 7:30, I was texting him, when you wake up, I'm in. The idea of it sounded great. Just I had to work out the finances overnight.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, that was a pretty quick decision though, but you had some understanding of frequencies. So what is it that you do as a holistic practitioner and how does that relate to frequencies?
The main thing I did then, because that was during COVID and stuff, and I didn't fully lock down, but people were staying away too. So I had to figure out a way to make my business online kind of thing, right? And so at the time, I was giving a lot of in-person sessions with Reiki, with energy work, with shamanic work. And so all that's frequency based, just energy work through the body, because it's not manipulation of the body like a massage. You're just passing energy through. And when the Healy came along, it was an opportunity to pass energy through long distance and be able to continue sessions through that time. And I found it to be a lot less effortful. It was like the Healy could just do it, and I could step back and get paid and watch it do its thing. And so maybe I spend an hour with the client, but I could work on them repetitively uh,
Wow.
without as much effort.
Yeah, so you're talking about this concept of doing remote sessions with someone with the Healy, which the way I've always
Yes.
thought of that is because it says vibrate. So you're doing like vibrational frequencies, but it's in a quantum field. And what you were doing before was all with the body. So I guess I see two things of how the Healy maybe affected that for you. It did allow you to do distance stuff with clients, but it also, the Healy then is more of a self-care device for people too that maybe don't have the skills that you do to do Reiki and other things like that, where they can do some of this stuff yourself. So I know that you've done a lot where you did remote Healy sessions and charged people, right, for your business, but you also sold Healys to people, right, so they could do some of that stuff themselves.
Yes, because in selling one, we can expedite the process so much faster. If I'm just working on you, yes, it's good. But I think it's kind of like a light rain shower. It's good. It waters the ground, but it takes time for you to get saturated. But if you've got your own Healy, you can just jump right into the lake or the bathtub or whatever and just be totally submerged, and we can work together and take your healing process to the absolute best next level. And so, yeah, sold a bunch. Still, right now, playing with the new Meridian module on the Mag Healy. I just bought it. Excited about what that has to offer clients now with the Mag Healy.
So just for your own personal use with the Healy and your family, have you noticed any specific positive results just using the Healy for yourself?
Absolutely. I think within 2 weeks of getting the device, I twisted my ankle really bad. And I was supposed to go skiing the next day. And I had spent a good amount of money to get to the ski resort. And and my friend says to me, well, you just bought that Healy. Why don't you try that? And I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Why don't I try that? Because I'd been using it much more in mental and emotional stuff than I had on physical. So I hooked up the electrodes and I did a 20-minute program. And in 3 hours, my ankle it didn't happen right away, but 3 to 4 hours later, it was fantastic. And I went skiing for 6 hours the next day when I really didn't think I was going to be able to go. I was hobbling. So that was my first mini miracle. which then progressed to addressing skin issues with what do they call it, basal cell. I can prove because I had a biopsy that I had it. I haven't had a biopsy since to say I don't have it, but I can tell you that there's no growth on my face, and I can tell you that the itching that was there is no longer there. So it seems like the symptoms that I was having are gone. And so I'm going to hold in faith and under prayer and God that it is gone. Then it went to insect bites, where you just running an hour-long program, no sting, no redness, sleep programs to help me sleep better, my wife specifically. I got tons of stories. I'm kind of blanking because, so that was the time of the pandemic too. And I was out selling Healys and working with people still, because I didn't totally lock down, going to the grocery store and things like that. I think on more than 20 occasions anyways, I'd come back with tickles in my throat. And I'm like, oh man, I caught something. So I would set up the resonance part of the Healy, for those that know what that means, where you send the frequencies to long distance or to yourself without connecting with the wires. And I'd run programs overnight involving the immune system and building up my immunity, and duplicatable over and over and over again. I'd wake up feeling fine. I'm like, this is no joke. Like, you got to get to it early. I wasn't sick, but you just feel that tickle. Yeah, both my wife and I, we didn't catch COVID until March of 23. That was the first time we caught COVID. And I think that's just because we got lax, because we thought it was over. If we'd stuck with our program and hadn't got laxed, I don't even know if we would have got it.
So Maitreya, I know you have done some where you've been selling the Healy and building a team.
Wonderful opportunity for residual income. Upfront money with commissions. So you can treat this as a direct sales, where like you sell an item and you can get a commission, or you can build a team and then get residual income also. That's been really nice. And we have a tangible product that's totally based in science, and I'm a bit of a science nerd. And so that, like, you can prove that this stuff works. It's not that I can just sell you a pill and kind of sell you faith and hope. And I believe that it works, but I can't really prove it works. Where with frequencies, I mean, they've been studying frequencies since what, the 1800s or something? And maybe longer, but they've got data from Nikola Tesla and Edison. And when I look up, if I just go looking around for frequencies, it's like, oh, this is everywhere. So it's not as hard to sell, in my opinion, because you can give them evidence.
Yeah.
Of a breaking glass with resonance frequency. You can give them evidence of frequency making a difference. Just if you think about putting on an uplifting song, and they say, well, why does your mood change by hearing an uplifting song? Well, that's all frequency.
Yeah. Interesting.
And the Healy's just put it in a non-noise device. The only way it doesn't work is if you don't turn it on. But I absolutely love this product. I still talk about it. I don't think I'll ever stop talking about it. And I like I hinted at before, they just released this Meridian module, and I have a sister-in-law who's an energy practitioner who knows all about the Meridian. So I'm sitting with her, saying, like, look at this. What does all this mean here? Like, we've got so much information here. And for those of you that don't understand, the Mag Healy just used to work on your body or really up close. Now we have the ability to send Mag Healy frequencies across the planet because it's done through resonance now. It's just a game changer with the Mag Healy.
All right, very cool. So yeah, I really appreciate you taking time to do this member spotlight. I love doing these interviews and learning about everyone's different experiences with Healy. So we'll have this up on our YouTube channel. If you guys are new to seeing this type of an interview and it's interesting, you can subscribe to the Frequency Workshop YouTube channel there as well and get lots more information. We have lots of these member spotlights in a playlist, as well as just other videos and information all about Healy. So thank you very much, Maitreya. We'll talk soon.
You're welcome. Bye.